Let me do this. All right, Richie Ryan. I suppose you've been over here a while now. What was the thinking behind coming over in the first place? You know, what led to your arrival at Ottawa?
I think I just wanted a fresh challenge in my career, Shane. It was I'd had a difficult time in Scotland for a year and a half where I didn't play as much as I would have liked to, and the opportunity in Ottawa came up just when I left Scotland. So when I signed for Shamrock Rovers, they were aware of the chance of me moving there after the end of the season, and thankfully Trevor and the staff at Shamrock Rovers were willing to let me go and have the opportunity to come over to North America.
You're with your third club over here now. How are you finding it? How are you enjoying it?
Yeah, each club I've been to has been a different experience. In Ottawa, it was a very tight unit that we had, a family club, a club that was just starting out from the beginning. So we were all there from different areas of North America and around the world. So everybody got along together, our families and everything, spent a lot of time together. And then after 2 seasons, I moved to Jacksonville, where I spent four months there before I moved down to Miami last May.
And obviously, you were brought to Miami, I'd imagine, with the idea of trophies in mind, and so far so good, right?
So far so good. Yeah, the first season didn't go the way we would have liked it to, but we done a little bit of rebuilding in the off season. We brought in one or two pieces that we needed to fit into the manager's system of how he wants to play. So this season it's been a successful season so far, winning the spring season and now wrapping up the combined season. So we're looking forward to the playoffs now in a couple of weeks.
Today you came up against 2 fellow Irishmen.
Yeah.
Not something you do every week over here. Are you surprised there's not more of the Irish players here in the first place, or even looking to come over?
It's a difficult one. It really is. I think it's you've got to really want that change of lifestyle, that change of a challenge in your life. Obviously, it's difficult for players back home if they want to come over here and have families, kids, whatever. It's a lot to up and leave your surroundings back home. But I was fortunate enough, me and my wife now, we didn't have any kids at the time, so it was a challenge we wanted to come and do. And obviously the same for Eamon and Colin. They haven't got any kids at the moment either, so it's an experience that we took on, and I'm sure for any young professional back in Ireland that wants to challenge himself outside of the Irish League or outside of the Scottish or English League, whichever it may be, there's plenty of opportunities to come and test yourself in professional football over here.
Is it something you recommend?
Highly recommend, yeah.
You're not getting any younger. You're 2 years on Eamon. He's already looking at the coaching aspect of thing. What's the future hold for Richie Ryan?
Only time will tell. Hopefully I can play for another few years, Shane. I'll play for as long as I possibly can, as long as my body holds up, and as long as I'm still doing the business on the field. But obviously, before you finish your career, it is something that you want to try and have in place for when you finish, is that you have an option to move into, and coaching is definitely something that I would like to see myself doing when I finish playing.
Any learning anything from the likes of Nesta? Obviously a man with a lot of experience, but you've obviously worked under a lot of very good coaches. It's like Rovers on Paul Cook back in the day as well. Yeah,
I think that's the beauty of going around and learning the game in different parts of the world that I've been lucky enough to have the opportunity to do. I've worked under the likes of Paul Cook. Cookie was probably the best man manager I've ever had, so I'll take aspects from that. I've worked under Mark Dos Santos at Ottawa, who was very tactically aware, and now I'm working under Alessandro Nesta, so his name speaks for itself. So you're learning every day from one of the best defenders that ever played a game.
Sligo Rovers are obviously not doing too well this season. Are you still keeping a close eye on the League of Ireland and Sligo Rovers in particular?
Yeah, I think it's hard not to. Sligo was a big part of my career. It was probably the place where I started to fall in love with the game again. So I keep a very close eye on the league every week. fortunate enough to have Soccer Republic accessible over here, so you get a chance to watch the highlights and keep in touch with a few people back in Sligo to see how the club is doing, and hopefully they can pull off a few big results over the coming weeks.
Perfect. All right, thank you, Richie.
No problem. Thank you, Shane.